Guten Tag, ich bin der Prinz von Macedonien. Wie geht es dir? This is a Prussia versus Austria battle. I command the Prussians, and my opponent is Shodanar in command of the Austrians. We will look at my Prussian army first, and you can just read it off the list. And if you don't want to read that, then I suggest you listen to some Beethoven for a second. And we will look at the Austrian army now, commanded by Shodanar, and I will let you guys read this yourselves. Do you guys see it? I hope so. In any case, on the minimap, I am the red ones on the minimap, and my opponent is the blue one on the minimap. And we are fighting this on the Dresden battlefield. And this is a drop-in quick match battle. So of course the unit scale will be small by default, and we do not pick our troops nor our factions. It's all automatic and random. In any case, we both advanced to meet each other towards the middle, and my opponent set up his artillery first, so I'm getting shot by his howitzers at the moment. In any case, this is the Dresden city map. It's a very, I guess it's a very famous battlefield in terms of military warfare. This was fought on extensively during the 7 Years' War, and also more relevant to this time period that Napoleon fought a great battle here in 1813 against an alliance of Prussian, Russian, and Austrian troops. And it was a very bloody battle, but in the end Napoleon was able to win a very great battle, but it was indecisive because Napoleon had to be taken off the battlefield due to some pains in his stomach. In any case, I have my skirmishers, and I have scared away his troops who were opposite my right flank, so they are going to hide behind that building so that they don't get harassed by my skirmishers. Over on my left flank, I've got some more skirmishers on this side as well. Altogether, we have a very even force. We both have, I think, 3 units of skirmishers each, 2 units of artillery each, 3 units of cav. That's a good thing about these quick match drop-in battles, is that both armies are pretty much equal. In any case, I retreated a little bit, and my opponent wanted to try to take some ground, but in doing so he lost some more troops, so he's going to retreat back to his side of town. And I don't believe I've ever showed you this map before, but I'm going to show it to you now. Anyways, later on during the battle, I decided to take all my cav, and I'm going to charge into his down his right flank, which is opposite my left flank. And just to clear something up in case you're confused, I am the Prussians, and we carry the white flag with the black eagle in the middle. And my opponent Shodanar is in command of the Austrians, and his troops carry the yellow and black flag. So I hope you're not confused by that. But if you are confused, then I suggest you watch some SpongeBob SquarePants, because when you watch that cartoon, you don't have to worry about SpongeBob being Prussian or Austrian. In any case, I am knocking down some of these skirmishers, and now my opponent gets the idea to charge my horses with his various fusilier units. And I'm going to take my other horses and retreat. So I'm going to cross that bridge back to the Prussian side of town. And my other horses, they're having a harder time getting back because his dudes are stopping me from getting back. And I think those are his either his Landesschützen or his Landwehr. I wasn't able to look at my screen because I have my screen on small mode. So I'm going to bring up some of my skirmishers here, and I'm going to help my horses get back across the bridge by bringing up my skirmishers here. And I see his troops gathering in the back, and I was kind of afraid that they would charge my guys. And I don't have too many troops on my left flank here, but I do have 1 unit of foot guards who are placed in reserve on my left flank. And I also redirected the attention of my howitzers to target that big mass of Austrian troops just gathering right there. In any case, my opponent's name is Shodanar. I wasn't sure what that meant. Like, it sounded to me like some kind of kung fu. Gordon Liu, do you want to challenge my style of Shodanar Kung Fu against your Mantis style? And that's really all I have to say about that. I've got my howitzer firing at those troops, but every so often my howitzer strikes that building because of the angle. I have my howitzer towards the center of my army. So those buildings are kind of in the way of my target. So what is going on here? Well, you can see his Hungarian grenadiers right there in the front ranks, trying to look elite with those blue pants on. But really, I think anyone could put on a pair of blue pants and be posers on the battlefield. But you know, I suppose the Hungarian grenadiers are the real thing. Yeah, that would explain why they have some really nice stats and those really cool-looking shakos. Only the real deal can pull that off. All right. So this is Dresden, and it'd be nice if you can see civilians running around, like screaming, like "Where's my children?" But I guess that would have to come at a later time when computers are more advanced. All right, so finally, my opponent gets the idea to charge across the bridge. And this is where I start to reassemble my lines here, because I want him to come across the bridge so that I can butcher his troops. So I want to entice him to come over. So I'm going to pull my troops back, even my skirmishers, and I'm going to reform my line. As I told you, I have a reserve back there, and I brought it up. So now I have three line infantry units bearing down on that bridge. So all those troops that come across are getting hacked from every side. And over on my right flank, my opponent got his troops over here, and he's charging across. But this is where my main effort is. Like, you can't see all my troops, but I do have a lot of troops in this sector. So, well, actually, you can see them. But on my left flank, this is pretty much all I have over here, is one skirmish unit and three various line infantry units. I think it's 2 musketeers and a foot guard, I think.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Alright, my opponent did manage to get one of his dudes into that big building right there. And before I could react to that, my opponent sent his Hungarian hussars across. And that kind of surprised me there. Like the speed at which he did that. But there's his troops, they are hanging out inside my building. And of course I don't like that, so I'm going to send my musketeers in to eject those intruders. But first I have to get by his Hungarian hussars. And some of my guys are starting to trickle into that building. So it's kind of a joint action. I got some guys going inside the building, some guys hacking at his horses, some guys protecting my left flank. And yeah, this is the action on the left flank. You can see a lot of his troops are starting to to bite it. It was a daring charge, but I was ready for this kind of event. And I lost some troops over there from his horses, but look inside. I've got my musketeers going inside, and they are clearing out this house, and they are reclaiming it for Prussia. But you can see his horses have dashed down my first set of infantry who opposed them, but I have more infantry. You can see that. So I'm losing a lot of troops, but at the same time I am stopping his invasion on this side. And taking out his cav would be a very big victory for me, because I have kept my cav healthy. Like, I launched him at the beginning, but I still have a very sizable force of horses. Alright, here my opponent has his other cav unit. Those are cuirassiers, and he's charging into my thin line of musketeers here. And here come my cav. But instead of charging his cav, I'm going to take my guys, and I'm going to bypass them, and I'm going to go right for his back line here. So you can see here, I'm pulling a Taco Bell. That means I'm crossing the border. Yes, I just made that up. And there's my guys running across. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to knock down these Landesschützen. I'm going to hack them down. And that'll clear the way for his artillery and for his general unit. So, auf Wiedersehen to these guys. I'll be seeing them much later. Maybe in the afterlife. Alright. So my opponent's actually making some headway on my left flank here. I was surprised by that, because I had him in a very good crossfire. But I think when his cav came across, that actually opened up my lines. But I still have some reserve units back there to respond. And you can see here, my musketeers have successfully cleared out this house of those German Fusiliers. And somewhere over here my guys are running, but that's fine, because I have more troops who aren't running. but there's all kinds of dead bodies over here. And here I cleared out his artillery, and now I'm going to take out his general staff unit. And by knocking out his general, that'll ensure that he has no morale support for the rest of his troops. So his general dies, and now here is his howitzer, and those are the guys who have been sticking me since the beginning, and I was happy to kill those guys. Yeah, I'd say out of all of his units, I was probably most happy about killing his horses and also his artillery for this battle. It really depends on each battle, how important each unit is. But I believe that's the end of the battle. And yeah, good game to my opponent, Shodanar. Hope you guys enjoyed this drop-in quick match battle on Dresden.